Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you really going to believe the Iranians? Are you actually going to believe the Iranians when it comes to this nuke deal? Are you going to believe the 6 super world powers that are negotiating with them? Are you actually going to believe them also? Well, here's what Yahoo News is reporting. According to Reuters, the Iranians are hinting this morning that they might be open to a 10-year partial freeze of their nuclear work. What does that mean? Well, the United Nations is saying through Reuters that Iran's foreign minister said yesterday, suggested that a 10-year moratorium on some, here's the key word, some of the aspects of this country's nuclear program might be acceptable. Might be, some might be. It's not very assuring. Some of the nuclear program might be acceptable to Tehran to put a moratorium on it for 10 years, though he declined to discuss the issue in detail. And as they always say, folks, the devil's in the details. Are you serious? Do you really want to double dog dare the devil to deal with the details? I don't think so. Well, U.S. President Barack Hussein Obama told Reuters that on Monday that the Iranians must commit to a verifiable freeze of at least 10 years on sensitive nuclear activity for a landmark atomic deal to be reached between Tehran and 6 world powers. Now, CNN's Christine Anapora asked Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif in an interview if Tehran was prepared to accept a decade-long limits on a nuclear program it insists is peaceful. It depends on, he says, it depends on how you define it. It depends what your definition of is. According to Zarif, if we have an agreement, we are prepared to accept certain limitations for a certain period of time, but I'm not prepared to negotiate on the air. All right. So on Tuesday, Zarif was quoted by the Iranian media as saying that Obama's demands for a 10-year partial freeze, well, of course, was unacceptable. Now, Zarif and the United States Secretary of State John F. Kerry held talks this week in Switzerland. Don't get too close to the CERN. Isn't it amazing that they're over there in Switzerland talking about nuclear atomic power when they're getting ready to turn the CERN on? You should be concerned about the CERN. This thing is what they know is known as the God particles. This 27 meter magnets that are kept at a minus 271 degrees Celsius. It's colder than outer space. And then on March the 15th, they're going to crank that thing up. Are they going to potentially create an explosion? Or will they just open the pits of hell? Isn't it amazing that in that neighborhood, these folks are meeting on Iran's nuclear capabilities and this nuke deal? I mean, are you serious? Let's talk about all of this today on our live broadcast. Don't miss it. I'll be on at 12 noon Eastern. 12 noon Eastern. How does the Iranian nuke deal, how does it play into anything to do with the turning on of the CERN, which is coming up March 15th? And oh, by the way, March 20th is a total eclipse of the sun. The sun will turn black over all of Europe for 2 hours. And then April 4th, it is Passover, but it's the third blood moon. And all of these things are happening in such a short period of time. Is there Bible prophecy on this in the book of Joel? Let's take a look at it and see. I'll be right back, folks, with more current world events and how it relates to Bible prophecy. So do not miss today's live broadcast of the coming apocalypse. And if I can get a hold of Mike from around the world, I'm going to ask him to call in and talk with him a little bit about the nuclear deal with Iran, the CERN in Geneva, and the God particles. You might say, Begley, do you believe in the Big Bang Theory? Well, yeah, God created, he spoke it into existence. Here's the question. I don't have a problem with the Big Bang as long as I know who pulled the trigger. And I think I know. His name is Jehovah, and his son is Yeshua, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. And that plan of this creation and our restoration and our reconciliation through the manifestation of God's Son, Jesus Christ. Give your life to Jesus Christ. It's a perfect plan, and it's coming together. Are you saved? And are you ready for the coming of the Lord?